Hello, hello, hello. I'm Rangroo,
And this is Slick.
and we are here doing a co-commentary for Wargame Airland Battle. Today we are on the map Mora on a 4v4. On the Nato side we have Infinitum, McMacky, Raven, and Griffor.
And on the Pact side, we have YoMommaObama, Armor of God, Ryan, and the Red Baron.
Indeed, indeed, everyone's placing down their markers where they're going to be going. This is quite a good map, very close quarters, CQC, heavy infantry stuff going on in the middle, more open terrain on the top and bottom side of the map.
So, Ring, what do you think is going to happen here? What's their strategies?
See, McMacky at the moment, he's playing a Canada deck it seems, and he does have a lot of Grizzlies and infantry, so I think NATO is probably going to try to rush over into the town. Well, Pact again, a lot of land unit as well, but still a bit too early to notice.
Ryan and the Baron on Pact are going heavy infantry. Looks like they're going to be going into Foxtrot, Delta, and Juliet. What do you? And they're bringing out AA pretty thick. Ryan's got three books and a 3-stack, and Armor of God has got a 2-stack going right. And is that a burn? No, that's a grand. Okay,
that's a grand. Yeah, it's a mediocre run. So it's pretty good. Yeah, but it's quite.
Say,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, is that a Barentino? But yeah.
But yeah, it's quite like 3 books. Bloody hell! Most people just like to get helicopter AA at the start because that's what you're mainly going to be facing. I think I might be getting this because a lot of the matches that I've been playing, I've been noticing people really like to get planes right off the bat. F-15Cs, Skyhawks, bloody everything they just love bringing up. So I really think they want to cut down any air spam nonsense right off the start.
That's definitely going to play a big part in the later game where they're taking down their aircraft and they're running out of air cards because they went anti-air early. That's going to be big, and we're going to see if that plays in their favor or not.
Because it is also quite risky, because 3 books, that's like 210 points roughly between, or 210 points if you count all that up, and that is quite a lot of money early on for just shooting down planes.
Yeah, that's a big deal because it takes away from your initial thrust. So instead of bringing in heavy armor, you're going to be doing cheaper units. But since they're going into the city, I don't think that's going to be much of an issue because the infantry can take the city early on, and they're pretty good at defending.
And the match has started. That's actually quite a fast deployment phase for most 4v4s. And no planes off the start. Oh, no, never mind.
Here we go, Freedom Fighters.
Freedom Fighters, very good at anti-helicopter planes with 6 aim missiles. Very good short-range air missiles. Pact not getting any planes though. His books not gonna be in range. These Freedom Fighters flying around trying to keep skies clear, not going too aggressively.
I like how they're playing it cool with the AA. Just waiting to get in real into the kill zone before they activate it.
And you get all the Grizzlies from Infinitum in Hotel getting up there quite fast. Gonna be unloading before the Pact units can get here. Freedom Fighter flying a bit too over the road, and we do have a MiG-31M from Red Baron. Gonna keep skies clear from far away if it's Vampire missile. And the NATO guys have managed to land into the town, a bunch of Van Doos against these Russian Morskier Pehoters, which are Russian Marines. And we have actually Napalm as well from Infinitum.
Look at Juliet. Looks like Red Baron's the only one in that area. And he's got a scout with a BMPT moving in. His MiG-31's doing work on the Freedom Fighter, has him stunned. So this early game with the air is going to be interesting, like I said. It's going to be cool to watch, have it play out.
And you also have Infinitum moving up into Juliet, going to try and challenge these Spetsnaz VMF Sniper Squad. And a 30 on 2, I really bet on the 30 guys to win. Yeah, the Spetsnaz going to get out of here, and Infinitum is going to have control over Juliet. Yeah, Red Baron does have a BMPT at the moment, which is doing quite a bit of damage. Very good choice for this type of map, or that type of combat scenario. Yeah, it's probably going to get flanked by his Canadian rifleman. You have a CF-18 Hornet flying over. Those boots are going to shoot it down, yeah.
So it looks like the Red Baron and Ryan did exactly what I thought. They're going in early with infantry into the villages here to take the towns, and they're planning on defending, whittling down NATO's air by going in steep with AA first. We'll see how that plays out. This may actually hurt them.
Yes.
Infinitum or Infi has a lot of infantry in the middle that's pushing them hard.
And only air can only do so much to prevent the ground forces from moving up.
Yeah, Infi's pushing hard from Hotel into Foxtrot, and it looks like Ryan doesn't have Ryan and the Red Baron don't have enough what it takes to hold this so far. Their front's gonna break pretty soon.
Yeah, they only have a few units left in the city. They are bringing up a lot of guys in Mi-8Ts. I believe it was bringing up some Spetsnaz, which are a very good choice. Maybe they can turn the tide of battle. We do have the napalm launchers, which are quite deadly.
So in November, it looks like Raven is feeling out Armor of God with empty M35s, seeing what's going on. Not much. It's interesting. He's got his flak, or his cubs moving out of the woods and retreating.
Oh yeah, I see.
It's interesting. He probably he had him in the woods, I think, when I looked earlier.
They're almost out of petrol, so probably going to run out of fuel halfway through. And these M35s are scouting out, probing the area. Yeah, I'm not going to see too much though, as their range should get nerfed, or the optics should get nerfed in the previous patch.
Hey, look at on the right side, on Bravo, McMackie's doing some crazy stuff with his starfighters. He's going off the map, he's going to be doing a bombing run here, I bet. Or he's circling and maintaining a patrol.
Trying to stop anything from going around the flanks. Yeah, over the north of Echo, you have some Pathfinders, you can do some sneaky peeky business around the forest. They can probably spot that BM-21 Grad and the UAZ as it is out in the open. That'd be quite good for them.
McMacky just flared in Alpha for help. Wonder what he means by that.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much C-55 is really his main frontal force, and he doesn't really have much infantry in that little lumberyard, yeah. He doesn't really have any solid defense.
Did you see those starfighters that just came in and did a rocket run?
Right on the trellis.
Yeah, he was staging them just for that. He knew what he was doing. Good job on McMacky.
Yeah, YoMommaObama's moving his BTRs right too close to the Vandus, and they are gonna be right in the middle of that infantry force. Yeah, it's not gonna go too Ralphie. I'm back down in the middle, yo. Red Baron still holding on to the town, even though he does not have many forces left. He's starting to bring out some more reinforcements. These Spetsnaz are really doing quite some work, holding off these Canadian riflemen and Vandus.
Raven is moving CV into Mike right now. He's going to be capping that just momentarily.
And that's
Juliet in the middle still remains uncapped, and that's going to be a big player, as well as Bravo on. That's been contested as well.
There's not actually too much in Bravo, just a few Strela units here, and yeah, they could actually easily move up and take it, but they probably don't know. Yeah, it's because of all the buildings. It's hard to see infantry. So if they just recon out first, they could probably take out, and all the points are better because NATO's currently in the lead, getting a +2 advantage.
YoMommaObama with a grad hit in the town.
It's going to be quite inaccurate, because it's quite far right.
This is good for stunning, so if you use this technique, it stuns everybody and then you can attack, as I'm sure everybody knows.
Yeah, it wasn't really good at yak range. There was a good effort, it did manage to panic and sink a few units, but not completely stun them. Rocket artillery, you really want to use at a medium to sort of range, because the farther away you shoot, the bigger reticle is, and you always really want to be accurate.
That's true, that's true. On the left, some aircraft just got shot down by Armor of God. I'm not sure what it was, probably a starfighter. That's per normal nowadays. Everybody's running starfighters. It's crazy.
And Skyhawks now, because they buffed the rockets, right? Basically makes them a mini MiG-23BN, where they completely destroy infantry and light armored targets. In Lima, we have a little bit of a infantry assault with a bunch of Motskuchen from Armor of God moving into that town. They could actually do quite a bit of damage. It is an awful lot in there, a lot of Canadian units.
That is a lot of infantry in Lima. Look at that. That's going to be so hard to uproot. He needs napalm or a Burantino on that.
Also, looking at this, everyone's playing Canada. All NATO. They're all Canada.
Are they all?
They're all playing Canada.
Damn.
That's very
That is
interesting.
nuts.
That's bloody crazy.
That is nuts.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. That's funny that I didn't notice that, man.
Mhm.
Wow. That changes a lot. I wonder if Pact has figured that out yet and communicated
Mhm.
that to one another yet. What would you do in this situation, Rang?
If I was playing against only
If you're on Pact.
Canadians, I
Yeah.
would ask for forgiveness first off. But in reality, the weakness of Canada is first AA, all they really have is ADAT, and these guys are kind of making up for it by having blowpipes everywhere, which is a very good counter to planes, because, you know, if you have, 4 bloody small arm man-pad missiles up your arse, you're probably going to get
Rang,
hit.
look at Mike real quick. That Chinook is gonna take. Not a Chinook. That Huey is gonna take out the CV with the machine gun. And McMacky's flaring. He's like, attack! Oh my god!
Oh, and it does go down.
To a helicopter.
Mhm.
That's bad.
Mhm.
Especially when that AA, that armor god has got, is right there. He could have done something with that and stopped it.
And yeah, it's a
That's-
respawn point from November as well. And it seems back in Lima they're gonna hold it off, yeah, hold off the little Pact assault. And knock out CV, that was keeping that point contested.
What? What the heck is Armor God doing? Is he microing? He must be microing. No, I don't know what he's microing.
You mean all the BMP runs?
I want to know where his attention was to let that CV slip, or if he knew that it was going to happen and just didn't do anything about it.
I think as a Pathfinder's down in the forest a little bit down below, really spotted him.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
So there's a big infantry battle going on in the middle of the city. Wow, that's a lot of stuff clumped in that one area. Talk about mortars, man. Mortars would do work on that. Or a bombing run.
Or rocket artillery, as is happening right now. And my game's actually starting to lag up a little bit because of all this infantry combat. But I like to make note that these NATO guys, these Canadians, they're using just flamethrower infantry, just bog standard flamethrowers, which have been buffed in the recent patch. So it's really cool seeing these underused units starting to be used now, and they're doing quite a bit of damage to these infantry in the town. That's
Because they had a +1 advantage right there for a while. Juliet and geez, what is this? Delta. Juliet and Delta are contested. This is going to be the make it or break it point because this is all neutral.
Starfighter coming in, knocking out CV in Delta. Run fails through. I do apologise about the lag if you're seeing it. The game can't handle this amount of infantry combat from Napalm.
In his house. So Armor of God is moving up on Mike with infantry, and he's backing it up with some BMPs.
There is a lot of Canadian rifles and Van Doos there from Griffor, so it's going to be quite hard to rout them out.
I'm not seeing this happening. This attack, it's not going to work. He just doesn't have enough. But
Yeah,
good effort, though.
NATO's really staying ahead in the infantry game, I have to say. It's bringing out all infantry and need to hold down the town and completely lock it down.
Raven in November with those Pathfinders is clutch. And the fact that they haven't discovered yet that there's something going on there is bugging me. Because you know if your stuff stops blinking and it's in your spawn, you're in trouble. Somebody's spawning you.
Speaking of Mike, we do have a little bit of an assault going on into Mike. A lot of Monstercutions has managed to actually get into a little part of the town. They can do quite a bit of damage. We do have some flamethrower infantry from Raven, which is probably going to burn them up quite a bit.
Yeah. McMacky and Griffor. Yeah, Griffor. They're in the town there. I think they're going to win this. I don't know. It could go either way right now. They have a lot more units than Pact. That's for sure. In the city there in the middle.
Indeed.
It's gonna, like I said in the beginning, I think this might be an AA thing, where they wear out NATO's aircraft. to the point where then they get air superiority and then they can turn everything around with bombing runs.
And then just, you know, Su-24s bloody everywhere and completely destroy the NATO infantry. Because Pact, they didn't get the advantage early on in the town because they didn't buy much infantry due to getting all without AA. So they're really paying for it at the moment.
Yeah, they made up with those blowpipes everywhere. Jeez. You know, the one bad thing about the ADAT is it consumes so many resources.
An awful lot, and it's very expensive. It's like 90 points. It's like the most expensive AA unit in game.
Yep. And now that the resources are reduced with the latest update, that might play as a negative effect for playing Canada. Their strategy might be solid, but can they keep those ADATs resourced?
Because then you get the supply trucks and this.
In the end game.
Still going on in the middle. Yo, all the way up north, we do have just constant rocket and artillery fire from Pact as they do try and harass the Charlie point here. And you have Spetsnaz that's right in the middle of the field, spotting absolutely everything they need with their exceptional optics.
Orion and Foxtrot committed a pair of Hinds to some odd target. I don't even know what he was trying to kill. And of course the ADATs and the blowpipes just blow him out of the sky.
So
I wonder what he was after.
probably trying to get infantry. It's a bit risky flying over a town.
I think maybe he saw the CV and he was committing for that in hotel. So, well, at least if it was that, they know where it's at now. Yeah, he's continually, now he's committing some BMPs to it. 685.
Now actually trying to knocking out a few of the AA units here and there. Yeah, they're going to get blown to pieces by those Canadian riflemen in that town. And Echo Gustav really makes a big hole on the BMP 685 that does not have much armour. Even the ADAT's actually getting the kill on that little thing, as the ADAT is also an air-to-ground unit.
Griffor
Or
just
ground-to-ground unit.
capping Delta. Griffor just ended up capping Delta, which is in the most obvious place. So if you have Artie, you know, start dropping them.
And Julia still pretty much uncontested from both sides. Not really any forces being brought up in there. Infinitum starting to bring up some more squad into that sector, but that's really about it.
And Pact is at a huge disadvantage there. They have no place to hide the CV. I mean, wherever they put it, it's going to be in the open, so it's not even worth it for them to go in. Somebody's flaring. They're asking for help in Juliet. It's probably marking the Maws there. Saying there's ATGMs or something.
If you look all the way back over the Charlie in the top left, Smatson's VMF doing some very sneaky work, just all around in that point trying to spot the CVs. I believe he managed to spot the little Jeep CV in the south, but they are going to try and find this Leopard CV up north. Yes, there's two CVs in Charlie's just to make sure, with an Su-24 run coming in. Seed against Canada never works, because there's nothing to seed.
Yeah, what is that? They must have not have realized, or maybe he's doing a gun run, I don't know. But they must have not have realized that they're playing all Canada yet. At least that guy didn't. They didn't communicate it, that's for sure. That's too bad. That was, did he lose any aircraft in there?
No, they managed to completely all get away, but a bit scathed, Joe, so he did take some HP damage.
Well, that Spetsnaz in Charlie's definitely doing work because the CV's spotted right now. So that's good. They know where that's at. And if they eliminate that... Oh, they're at a neutral right now. How did they do that?
It's because Juliet isn't captured. And Mike's still uncaptured.
Okay.
There's some Hornets coming in into Mike. And try and take out a few of units, yeah. Oh, it's actually, does a cluster bomb run. I thought it was going to do an ATGM run. I keep forgetting.
On the CV.
And right on the CV, they do start getting some points.
That's a really crummy spot. There's no place to really put that. You got to go in deep on that side.
You have to completely capture that town if you really want to hold it securely. as it is all about the towns and the infantry.
I like how Raven's being patient with his Pathfinders. I would have sent them in already to eliminate that Artie that he's got, that Armor of God's got. But he's being patient. He's just holding it there. He likes it, and he knows it's powerful. That's strong. Strong spot.
Indeed, indeed. Rocket artillery being fired at a very long range into the town in Lima. Yo, it's gonna hit everything but the town.
Yeah, things generally are coming to a stalemate, and both sides have figured out what the other side's got for defense and offense, and now it's a matter of mixing up the strategy as a team, which is what you're really good at, Rang, is mixing the strategies up and pushing on one side or doing a feint. And that's what is really going to give Pact the advantage here. And I want to see if they're going to do that.
And speaking of pushing, we do have a little bit of a show from a Nato right in the middle of town, moving up some of their infantry. And they could have enough to really completely overwhelm us. I mean, there isn't too much here for two Spetsnaz units.
Griffin just spent a lot of points. He just bought a bunch of supply vehicles.
Oh yeah, a lot of M35 cargoes and even some Chinook supplies. You really need to keep his ADAT and units up to ammunition.
So they had, you know, that's a sign. When you start putting in supplies, that's a sign that you're feeling comfortable. Because you don't send supplies in if you're thinking you're gonna lose that ground.
You get
so
more units.
That's a powerful message from Griffor. He's saying we got this middle, and that's where they're gonna stage their push probably.
Well, MiG-31 gets shot down. They're flying a bit too close to NATO AA line. A very bit of a bad move, yeah.
McMacky's refueling his supply vehicle. I wonder where he's going to send that later on. I like this push he's doing on the left in Charlie. He's pushing in through the woods, or he's counter-attacking, one or the other. But that's really cool. I don't see many people using those woods very often. They usually go in through the road rather than the woods.
Just do complete frontal assault, but they really want to keep control of that ridge, which is quite interesting.
That's also where he's got his CV, so if they push through those woods, he's going to get smashed. Oh, but these Su-24s are doing a run? One's going to get in. Oh, he dropped his load.
He's going to drop it right on top of the tanks and ADATs. And the ADATs does go down, but the tank only takes 1 point of damage.
That's why you use tank CVs. That was awesome. Awesome example. That's why you use tank CVs.
And these mods directly are completely found out. Leopard C runs firing at long range. Doesn't be too long until they get eliminated.
If that tank would have been taken out, then that's one of their spawns. That whole side would have folded.
Yeah, that's the only CV I have in Charlie at the moment.
Yep. He's got to get that replaced quick. Because they know where it's at and they're going to go after it relentlessly. That's going to change this game if they take that thing out. Because he's going to push up that flank and take Charlie over. There's nothing really holding him back. Keep an eye on that. The Red Baron's moving up supplies. Okay. He's resupplying his AA. Yeah, I know, that stuff's got to be smoked. From playing Russia, I love Russia a lot. The Book now consumes a ton of resources.
Yeah, it's really costly to get now. Very costly.
I'm actually considering taking it out of my deck and replacing it with something cheaper. It just eats it.
We have a lot of infantry now from NATO slap bang in the middle. Enough to completely overwhelm Foxtrot, I have to say. And I really hope to do something along the line soon, as there is not much, but they probably don't see it.
Yeah, it's that 13 stack of Spets. That's all that's holding them back right now. And they have no idea. Look, they're mortaring an empty town. Yeah, they have no idea. NATO does.
They're trying to be a bit safe and sorry.
Yep, Foxtrot's pretty thin. Keep an eye on that too. See how that plays out. So this push on the right, into Charlie, from Bravo into Charlie, is progressing. The Pact side is actually gaining a lot of ground here.
But it's also, there goes Red Baron.
The Red Baron surrenders?
I know.
Why?
Probably because everything's on loose. There's only 17 minutes left on the match, and down by like a lot of points. But yeah, that's a bit weird why he left quite early.
They could still make it.
Mhm.
They could totally still make it. If Bravo smashes Charlie, they can still win this game.
Mhm. Because then they have a spawn point there and start moving slap bang into the flank.
Yeah, they could totally roll these guys. It's
If-
all they need to start putting resources into Charlie, and take that. I mean, like all of them. That's their winning bet now. But since he left, all their cards are updated, so they have more stuff of what they needed,
Mhm.
such as like aircraft and
AA, supplies, infantry,
Yeah.
everything.
yeah. So this isn't over yet, and I wonder who got control of his stuff. That his units.
I'm guessing it's Obama.
That would be interesting. wouldn't it?
Because of that a little downtime in Foxtrot, Pact did manage to reinforce that a little bit with some more units, because NATO's been a little bit too passive on that side. A lot of freedom fighters going to be flying over,
It's
and the
insane
Books
how
and Silk
much-
is going to shoot that down.
He had like 5 of them
Mhm.
that just came in to counterattack a bombing run or something. It was some kind of run that Pact just did.
Mhm.
Just insane the amount of spam that came out there.
Back in Charlie, they have a rocket artillery being fired, but they're not really hitting anything because he's using his rocket artillery all the way back at base. I really wish he just moves it up into Bravo and shoot it from here, because it's not doing anything at all. Oh, we have a bombing run into Charlie. 2 Su-24s. So one did get shot down. This bombing run could probably knock out the little Jeep CV. Yeah. No, it does knock out the Cougars. Su-25T knocks out the CV and Charlie. There goes the tank CV. But an Infinitum does have a Jeep run there. If he can just stop that and hide it in a good spot, he can still keep control of Charlie. And things are changing.
Yeah, this is big. This is a big move. You know, this is what's going to turn the game around if they make this work. So,
Siege
good on
coming
that.
in. Oh, is he gonna try gun run?
Gun run. Yep, gun run.
Oh!
Oh, sick.
Oh!
He's
Wow.
happy now. He
Yeah.
knows it.
Yeah, that was a good
Infinitum
use
right
of the
away
siege.
orders a new CV. Look at that. Right away, he's already got it coming.
Mhm.
He's pissed. Infinitum's pissed right now. He's like, what the hell was that? ADAT's out of ammo. And now he's getting smoked by a K-29 TB.
KA-29s. If they only had ground forces left, they could completely road Charlie. Bull's really holding it to be Cougars and a leopard run.
Yeah, YoMommaObama's got a lot of stuff in their rear that he needs to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
T50. Oh, all right. T55 AM just started moving. Good. You got to get that stuff up there, son, and quick. And he knows it, so
Just-
he's moving. Good.
But I think the CV that's coming out of Gulf into Charlie is going to get their first show. So they're going to get the resupply route. So they're not going to really make good use of this opening in Charlie.
That's too bad because
Yeah,
the
it was-
whole team needs to be committed to that one side right now.
Because that was a really good gun run because they're Su-24s.
Yeah. Yeah, but his teammates are backing him up. Maybe they've given up too. I don't know. But I think they gave up too early. They can definitely still win this.
Still very much possible. We'll just have to overwhelm one flank, and that CV is going to completely capture Charlie. Where's he gonna hide it? He's gonna hide in that corner.
So yeah, the middle right now is a big stalemate, and Fox is getting sandwiched on both sides, 3 sides. There's only one way in and one way out at this moment. This is how Stalingrad fell. This is how it started, man. This is how it started. Germans were pushed all the way back, and that's exactly what's happening to Ryan and Red Baron in the middle here.
Yeah, but NATO they could easily just push into Foxtrot right now. They have so much stuff, but they're very content with sitting here. It's just really driving me mad because they can completely overwhelm it. I know we can see like all the enemy units because we're in spectator and they probably can't see it, there's so little on here, but it bugs me. It absolutely bugs me. This is where you get recon.
Well, that's also a good reason to stay you know, offensive,
Mhm.
and rather than probe, attack, especially when you're losing. Instead of probing, you want to attack. You know, probe to see what the enemy's defenses are. Is what I mean.
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't have that luxury when you're losing. You gotta kind of bunch together and commit.
Mhm. Bunch of mortars going to be firing from Juliet into a bunch of CVs and a few helicopters. I mean, a bunch of supply vehicles using those Canadian M125s to a good extent.
YoMommaObama's totally given up. Looks like on Mike, they're not even. This is the beginning. I mean, not the beginning and the end. This is already the end, and the other team knows it. And they're probably. Well, actually, they're still trying to get Charlie.
But now
hasn't given up on that yet.
but now they can just keep bringing in units from Charlie through the spawn point, so it's going to be a real tough nut to crack. Well, they are trying to shoot CV rocket artillery, it seems, but it is hidden up in that corner.
I like this K-29 in Charlie.
It's going right in.
Yep, that's my tactic right there, man.
They're just going to get Freedom Fighter, Joe.
I know, that's really demoralizing now. And they tried so hard, Pact did, to go in hard with the AA. Because they knew this was going to happen to them.
It's complete net superiority.
Yeah, has anybody found an answer to this yet? I wonder. If they have, please let Rang know. What is the answer to NATO's air spam? In a way that's not going to completely destroy whatever deck you already have created. So yeah, FJBs and Lima moving in, they might do something. Because they've got Maws and blowpipes that they're facing right now. And Diesel.
The other Vandys are, yeah, as well, and here comes the Cougars.
Yeah, and again, NATO's playing all Canada, so not that Canada's bad, or that the decks are weak.
But some countries are just worse than others.
Yeah. And then Armor of God bails out too. Like, I've had enough.
And yeah, I think this is beginning of the end now. NATO is at gaining a +3, and I think Pact is probably going to leave, or are they going to stick in? It's Ryan and YoMommaObama. Can they bring it back somehow? It'd be quite amazing if they do.
Yeah. I didn't mean bow out. What I meant, or bail out, I meant bow out. That's what I meant.
Bow out.
Yeah, bow out.
Bow out.
Politely he bows out and says, "Thank you, you won, good sir."
You have a lot of ATGMs in the open from YoMommaObama. Little Fagatories. You actually don't see the Fagatory being used much anymore, as it isn't really that great of an ATGM when compared to the whole and mighty Concord ATGM. They're actually doing quite a bit of damage to knock out the enemy vehicles that are spawning out of Charlie, as they don't have too much armor.
In November, Ryan is moving up his Pathfinders.
Oof.
Like I would have done earlier on and probably lost him. Now he's moving him in and actually going to do something with it.
So
he's searching.
You probably knock out that CV. I mean, all that's holding it is really just Estrella Squad Pioneers with the Napalm launcher. But they are kind of far away from the CV. Could probably knock it out with a
yeah.
With
If he succeeds with this, it's totally going to break the back of Pact. Like, it's already broken, but this is just really going to.
This will be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Totally, just break them. That's something to watch. Alright, there's a grad shot coming out of Echo. Wonder where that's gonna go. He's trying to shoot. I think it's a shot in desperation.
Because, good God, that has a lot of M113s with recoilless rifles in the back of Charlie. Bloody hell. Oh no, they're Jeeps. Yeah, Jeeps with recoilless rifles on the back.
McMacky just flared between Alpha and Bravo. Signaling the T-55 AM attack by YoMommaObama.
Pathfinders are moving up, they're gonna knock out the Strellas. Just ever so close to that UAZ, they can easily knock it out.
Look at this air battle happening in the middle. SU-27S against 2 Freedom Fighters and a Hornet.
Both are gonna bail out, yo. Oh no, SU-27 gets shot down before he can. Not very good.
And my money would be on the SU-27 though.
Pathfinder's very close to the UAZs. Oh, it does spot him. And away it does go. Now at +4. Yep, and Pact is gonna be losing this match.
That was the one. That was the thing. That CV being taken out. That's it. It's over in November. Pathfinders win. Good job on Ryan.
Yeah.
Bringing in those Pathfinders early on. That was clutch.
And now it's just Nato's gonna be mopping up.
Yep, it's cleaning duty now. Just going in and just having fun. This is where I like spam left click all over my map and just everything forward.
Yeah, Griffor's doing that right now with a bunch of Cougars and Lima, just going right down a routine where you can get before the match is over.
Yep.
And in 4 seconds, that will be good game. And Nato does manage to win that match. Very interesting match. Pretty good in kills from both sides. Well, Nato being advanced in kills by like 3,000.
Yeah, so again, if anybody finds an answer to the spam, the air spam, to answer back on this air spam for NATO and not completely rearrange your deck, that would be a really cool thing to answer because I have no idea.
Because it's the new meta at the moment. I've really seen it in the gameplay I've played. NATO really likes using their planes, and just it's really good to use lots of planes now, cause like Skyhawks, and just getting so many where it completely overwhelm you. So
what do you think? I mean, what's your opinion?
I don't know.
You played this game a lot, so what would just off the top of your head, give me a guesstimate of what you think is
Iglas
your
everywhere.
answer. Iglas, so
Iglas.
it's mount shoulder launched man pads.
Just spread out everywhere, and Silklers. Short range stuff to stun them. Not the long range books, because books aren't as good now because they cost a lot of money in supply trucks.
Yeah.
So I think books and like Lighthawks are gonna be a lot more rarer on the field now because of the cost.
Well, you heard it here, folks. I mean, Rango is calling the book obsolete, which and the shoulder launched man pads being the new thing with Shrilkas, which is basically a tank with 4 cannons on it, or 6 cannons.
4 20mm cannons.
Yep. Yeah, and that's short range. So you heard it here. So let's see what it's really going to be.
And that is all we have time for. I'm Rangroo.
And I'm Slic.
Take it easy.